essential for Dream Big Burnside. We are looking to develop Burnside Island, and we got their water. But this is a step toward making that dream come true. So thanks from the city of Burnside and Burnside community.
Thank y'all. Thanks for your good work.
And $85,000. First, the city will use one grant to help fund a major storage tank replacement project. The 1 million gallon Oak Hill storage tank, which is a lead-based unit built in the 1960s, that's older than me. That sounds like me. Will be replaced, as will an aging booster pump station. The project will allow Somerset to meet increased demand for water and fire protection while continuing reliable service to the Valley Oak Industrial Park and Southeast Water Association. Second, the city will use an award to extend sewer service to the remaining residents of Ferguson who have not yet been hooked up. The project includes the construction of 16,500 linear feet of 8-inch gravity sewer line and manholes, among other upgrades. About 103 new customers will be serviced, right? That's 103 families that'll have access to clean drinking water. That's a pretty special thing. That's why we do it. It'll allow them to be removed from their failing septic systems. So do we have Somerset Water Manager Dano?
She's not here.
Nope. Okay. Supervisor Tony? All right, Judge. You're accepting it for everybody.
All right, we'll do this.
All right. If they make it at 4:30, we'll retake the picture.
And I'll make sure they get that. Sit it down here.
All right, next we have an award for the City of Science Hill. The city will use $458,000 to fund the construction of a 270-gallon per minute booster pump station near the Stanford Street storage tank. This will boost pressure and flow to allow Stringtown Road storage tank to fill and drain properly. So I know we have Mayor Mike Hall and anybody else who'd like to join us. Yeah, oh, sorry about that. We have a representative from Science Hill. You want to come on up and accept the money?
Sir.
I appreciate that. You were telling me about this one just a minute ago.
Appreciate you.
Yep. All right. You want to say anything about the project?
I'd like to thank you especially, and the ad district that worked on it, and put together, he has a lot too, so thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, next we have an award for the Southeastern Water Association. We have
I don't think there's representatives.
still working on that. Okay. It'll use more than $285,000 to help fund improvements in the Sandy Gap area. Improvements will include the construction of a new 250,000-gallon elevated storage tank, which will replace the old 50,000-gallon storage tank. Tens of thousands of linear feet of water line will also be constructed to increase flow and pressure system wide. I think we are going to, in a little bit, have a crowd for this one, but until then, Judge, you want to accept these dollars, and then we'll retake the picture if needed.
Just so everybody knows, we originally planned this meeting for
Yeah.
4:30, so maybe the word has not gotten out that the governor.
We will redo it.
Thank you. Congratulations, Southeast.
And Will, if they come, we'll redo we'll redo those whole pieces, right?
Yeah.
Let everybody celebrate.
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, Western Pulaski County Water District. Still waiting?
I don't see anybody here from that either.
Okay. I tell you what, how about we do the one for the great news on the Recreational Trail Program? Okay, so the Recreational Trail Program is run by the Department of Local Government and seeks to improve Kentucky's amazing outdoor offerings. Today, I'm happy to award $84,500 to the City of Somerset for this important program. City will use the funds for improvements at Pulaski County Park that'll provide for maintenance and also the addition of 1 mile to the existing trail network there. In addition, repairs will be made to existing trails at the Piney Grove Suspension Bridge, and the Hamby Cutoff Bridge will be replaced. So, Judge, if you please join us to accept this check.
gym at Pulaski County Park and the trail system we've got there. We've got around 18 miles of hiking and biking trails. We just hosted the largest mountain biking event in the Southeast Conference last year.
Wow.
And they're coming back again this year, and we're going to add probably about 3 or 4 miles of trails real soon. And my goal is to be on ESPN live from Pulaski County Park with the national mountain biking. So you're making that a reality for us. Thank
Outstanding,
you.
Judge. Thank you. All right, so what I'm going to try to do is on the ones where we're waiting on folks, we'll hold and we'll go on to Macquarie County. All right, next up, we have some awards for our friends in Macquarie County. To start, we have 2 Cleaner Water Program awards for the County Water District. First, the district will use $380,750 to add a dry powdered activated carbon feed system at both of the system's water treatment plants. The activated carbon absorbs organics, helps eliminate odor and taste issues. Next, the district will use $252,076, because the engineers put this together, to help fund the replacement of 2 sanitary sewer pump stations with 200-gallon per minute duplex submersible pump stations. The upgrade will reduce maintenance issues and ensure uninterrupted service on the north end of the collection system. So I know we got our county judge.
Southeast is just.
Okay, we'll do that next. Judge, and do you have your water district chairman?
He is not right, so.
Okay, well, if you'd please accept the money on everybody's behalf. Come on in. All right. Anything you want to mention on this one?
Yes, we'd just like to thank the governor on behalf of the Macquarie County Fiscal Court, our water superintendent, and the citizens. We truly appreciate this, and this will really help us going forward.
Outstanding. Thank you, Governor. Southeast Water? All right, this is checks on demand. Once you walk in, we're ready to go. So next we have an award for the Southeastern Water Association. It'll use $285,606 to help fund improvements in the Sandy Gap area. Improvements will include the construction of a new 250,000-gallon elevated storage tank, which will replace the old 50,000-gallon tank. Tens of thousands of linear feet of water line will also be constructed to increase flow and pressure system-wide. So if we just got the crew in, we'd love to have you all up to accept these dollars. I know we're planning on having Associate Manager Morris Vaughn, Board President Joe Crawford, Board Members Dwight Faulkner, Ernest Stout, Wayne Bumgardner, and Bobby Kraut.
Part of us are here.
All right.
All right, good deal. The check's in the mail, right?
There you go.
How are y'all?
Hey, sorry for the shift in schedules today. It's been.
It is what it is, well, just living, you know?
That's right. Here we go. Come on in. All right. Y'all want to mention anything about the project?
We've got a lot more of them in store.
All right.
Okay? And I want to thank Steve Kelly and Rodney Casta for all their efforts that they put forth in helping us get this. And we really appreciate everyone that had any hand in it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Where am I going next? Yes. So, going back to Macquarie County, today I'm also happy to announce 2 discretionary awards from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Early on in this administration, I asked our Transportation Cabinet to do an analysis on the roads that needed the most fixing. No worries about where in the Commonwealth, no worries about who is in this position or that position, but just what roads need it the most. To me, it comes from my belief that while we are really great at logistics in Kentucky, the most important thing we ever put in our cars are our kids and getting them safely to and from school and through our counties and to church and to all their activities. If you're a dad like me, to baseball or to the barn, is one of our most important duties. So today, I'm happy to award $145,377 to resurface Skullbone Tower Road, and another $118,172 to resurface Kings Valley Road. Judge, would you come up and accept these dollars?
Old Skull Bone Road, I like that.
All right.
Much appreciated.
Thank you. All right, do we have any of our other groups? I know I got a couple more that we're waiting on when people get here.
The lady in the back, Lindsay, is representing Wayland Wright.
Oh, wonderful. So tell me which.
That's the ad district.
Oh, outstanding. Thank you. Let's give the ad district a round of applause, which we did early. Yeah. Well, as others come in, we look forward to providing them these awards. We are unfortunate that we weren't able to be in Clay and Laurel counties because we have several $1 million for them. We will get them those dollars. This is our commitment. Just leave them here? This is our commitment to you. And again, working with our local leaders, and it has not been easy to be a leader during these last 2 years. Has been, again, one of the honors of my service as governor. And I am so proud of the work that everybody has done in every part of this Commonwealth. You know, our present feels heavy. 2 years of a pandemic, yes, it's getting better, but it's still here. We've had ice storms, multiple ice storms. We've had flooding after ice storms. We've had the most devastating tornado event we have ever seen in our history. We got inflation that's making it harder right now for our families. Even though it's temporary, it's making it harder. And now we have a Russian invasion of Ukraine, also having economic impacts that are going to require sacrifice by us. But stopping a dictator always takes sacrifice, and we got to make sure we get that done right here and right now. But as heavy as our present is, I hope you're really excited about the future. I mean, our economy in Kentucky is on fire, and so is the economy in this region. Just think about it. In the midst of a pandemic last year, we had our best year for economic development in our history, and it wasn't even close. You know, normally we'll bring in, there was a record $1.5 billion of new private sector investment. I think we had 1 year where we had $7 billion of new private sector investment. Last year, we announced $11.2 billion of private sector investment. It ranged from the largest project in the history of the Commonwealth of Kentucky at nearly $6 billion, 5,000 new jobs. That Ford Motor Company SK Innovation Blue Oval Battery Park is going to make us the electric vehicle battery capital of the United States of America. And I think we're going to land another battery plant or two. And there is no supply chain right now in the United States for those facilities. So how about we work to locate one of those suppliers in each of these counties represented here today. And just look at who is picking us. You know, I grew up in Kentucky. I love it like all of you, and I have never seen as big and sophisticated companies picking us for their biggest projects more than we are seeing right now. You know, that Ford Motor Company investment, that is the biggest in the history of their company. We just operationalized Amazon's biggest investment in the history of their company in that Northern Kentucky Cincinnati airport. We got the biggest investment in Western Kentucky in 25 years and what will be the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill on planet Earth at $500 million. It is bigger than the one they just built in New York City. They picked us for that. You look at Todd County. Just got the first green aluminum facility from Novella since 1982, and they just agreed to double it. And you look at project after project after project that you are seeing locate right here. There's Horse Soldier Bourbon, which we were excited to make an announcement off of one of the biggest bourbon projects we have ever seen. It's going to be another exciting part of this community. Pine Knot Lumber, Continental Refining, Armstrong Wood Projects, Connor Logistics, and they keep coming, and the phone hadn't stopped ringing. We had the best January in 5 years after the best year in our history last year. About $660 million in new investment, 1,400 new jobs. We're going to have a good February too. So I'm here to tell you, here in Kentucky, we've arrived, right? Never to be a flyover state ever again, but to be the destination. Never to have people look down their nose at us ever again. I know that what that feels like. Or as I like to tell folks from out of state, if they want to keep making fun of our accents, we're going to steal their jobs too. Because over and over, even the toughest of critics are starting to recognize us. Site Selection Magazine, that is the #1 economic development publication in America. Just ranked Kentucky #1 in per capita economic development in our region and #3 in the entire United States. And the most difficult of critic, anybody in government where you've ever had to borrow would know, are these things called bond rating agencies. And for 15 years, they've rated our economy here in Kentucky as poor or as stable. Well, 3 weeks ago, for the first time since January of 2007, S&P upgraded Kentucky's economic outlook to positive. First time in 15 years. And I'm here to tell you, it's not going to stop. You look just down the road and you see another piece of evidence that Kentucky, this region, and Eastern Kentucky are becoming the agri-tech capital of the United States of America. We got the largest greenhouse in North America sitting up there in Moorhead with a facility coming right down the road here. And each day, companies that do things like rare earth metal magnets, and they had to explain to me what that means. Apparently they run virtually everything, are locating in Kentucky and not other places. Or Judge, as you know what we saw last year, and a smaller but just as important project, we relocated a company from Los Angeles, not to Louisville, but to Somerset. This is what's possible for us. In a post-COVID economy, we can be the leader. We have fewer impediments in front of us than ever before. So I think our job is to get ready, and our job is to invest. And that site in Glendale where we got that Ford plant, the state had been investing in that site for decades. We ought to be doing the same in your sites here and across Kentucky to give you your shot at your Glendale and your Ford. So we got a couple things that are going on in all 3 budget versions that are out there right now that we need people's help on. The first is public education, right? If we want world-class companies keep picking us, we need a world-class workforce, which means we need to invest in your public schools. I'm here to tell you everybody's version of the budget, there are 3 now, has an increase, but not all of them meet the moment. Now, our recommended budget had $2 billion more going into Kentucky's public schools. We have a site development fund. We talked to all the ad districts about that. $250 million where we can make sure the sites that you're trying to land, that next facility, have the water, have the gas, have the access road, that we can not only build them up to be build ready, but we can help you close a deal. If they come in and say, oh, if there was only an access road here or within the plans. We invest in our regional airports in a bigger way than any of the other budget versions, and there is a great one in this region. It is an incredible doorway, not just to tourism, but I tell you, Rocky and I were in Mount Sterling, getting off the plane, and there's the most beautiful jet that I had ever seen. And if you're traveling like we did, actually as we tried to travel here today, you're a little jealous. We fly the oldest King Air still in operation. Its serial number, I'm not kidding you, is 3. And it couldn't take off and stay in flight today, so we had to consolidate these events. But as we looked over at that and we looked up the tail number, you know who it was? It was the CEO of Nestle, because we make Hot Pockets outside of Mount Sterling. That's how impactful that these regional airports are, that these folks can fly in from anywhere. And then they can be at that facility that we land within 10 or 20 minutes. And we invest heavily in career and technical education, adding about $170 to $190 million that'll be there for renovations. Because all these companies right now, they're saying, where am I going to get my workforce? Well, you just wait until you can walk them through a newly renovated career and technical center, which is exactly the type of workers they need right now. And they can envision their machinery in there. They can see exactly where their workforce is coming. It's that type of magnet that brings in so much and so many. So I got to tell you, yes, the present is tough, but I've never been more excited about the future. We make the right investments. We keep working. I believe that we can create that brighter future and reach that collective dream I believe that we all share as parents or grandparents. And that's that our kids will never have to leave this Commonwealth because they have to. That there will be every opportunity available here they could ever dream of. As a dad of an 11 and a 12-year-old that would grow up in that economy, I'm pretty darn motivated to make it happen. And Rocky and my commitment is if we are at the edge of an era of prosperity, I believe we are, and we deserve it after COVID. That prosperity has to reach every part of Kentucky, including counties that have been left out far too often. Our job is to make sure that we can spread these jobs and these excitements in as many places as possible. And given that, we got the city of Somerset. Do we have our representatives? Great. Can we present some money to y'all?
Sure.
Wonderful. Come on up.
$571,211.
Yep. Some of you may have to listen to this again. All right, so for the city of Somerset, right, we had we had $285,606 for the major storage tank replacement, as well as the second check, which was for extended sewer service to the remaining residents of Ferguson who had not yet been hooked up. We ended up starting a little early, but we had a chance to say this award is what this is all about. Folks that have not had access to clean drinking water, regular access, are now going to get hooked up. So that's pretty special. So we thank you for your use of this money, and we'd love to present it to you. Yeah.
Here too, he's benefiting from this. He's
All right.
Come on, Mayor.
Come on.
Come on up here. This is gonna serve some of his.
I appreciate that.
I drive through Ferguson every weekend, coming to
Mayor?
White Mountain.
Hey, come on in. Grab a piece of that check.
All right, come on in here.
Leave it these fine folks.
Go get in here.
Mayor, you want to talk a little bit about what this is?
I was just, very fortunate, this is kind of a surprise, it will benefit a lot of people, so I'm just very appreciative.
Thank you. Y'all want to mention anything about the city?
We're honored to receive $1 million, thank you.
Great, thank you. We're a little more informal today, but the check's still good. All right. We miss anybody?
McQuarrie
Thank you.
County
If there's
Water.
anybody else that came in, we'll just keep these other ones for.
Western Pulaski Water.
They are.
We got Western Pulaski?
All right, yes.
All right.
Yes.
We got a big check for them, so.
$285,600.
See, you already gave it away, though.
Give it again.
All right, you gonna give it again? All right, for Western Pulaski County Water District, $285,605 to extend water service to the Fallbush and Nancy areas. As part of the project, about 47,000 linear feet of 12-inch PVC water pipe will be installed along Kentucky Highway 80. This will boost flow to a growing area where demand has been increasing. Joe?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is District General Manager Joe McClendon. Thank you for joining us to accept the check. Thank you. Sorry we changed the time on you. We still go. All right, anything you want to say about the project?
On behalf of Western Pulaski Water Commissioners, I'd just like to thank you, thank Jeff Kelly here. It's been a blessing to get it.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Rocky, you want to close us out?
Thank you all for coming out today. I know no better investment of your hard-earned tax dollars than put it back into infrastructure, especially in rural Kentucky. My goodness, you know, being from rural Kentucky myself, and when I first went to the legislature, nobody hardly outside of the city limits, wherever it was, didn't have clean city water. And to now see the expansion that has happened over the years is really pretty moving. But there's still a lot of work to do. Some systems are getting older that need to be reinvested in, and then for the first time, as the governor mentioned, to be getting city water to folks for the first time in the 21st century is really what we ought to be doing with your tax dollars. Governor said we're very hopeful that this next budget is going to have infrastructure in it again, water, sewer, that will be coming to our ad districts to work with our mayors and our water districts, sewer districts, to make decisions on the best place that this money can be spent. You know, the governor and I in Frankfurt, your legislators there, you all on the ground every day understand where this money needs to go and how it can be most beneficial. We're very encouraged about what's going on in Kentucky right now. The number of trips that we've been to Pulaski County and the southeastern part of Kentucky to make critical announcements, to create jobs and provide better hope and opportunity for folks. It's what it's all about. I mean, it's not about D's and R's and red and blue and right and left. It's about how we move forward and how we invest your money to really benefit the people of this region and of your communities that you represent. So as we move forward, I mean, we're really encouraged with the momentum that we've got going right now. Governor, I think over the last 16 months or so, you've made announcements in this region of some maybe $400 million, somewhere in that range, 600. And those announcements, you know where they are. I don't have to go through them. Places like App Harvest and Horse Soldier and done at Firestone and other types of investments. For our state mentioned, it's critical in this budget that we have the type of money to keep our state parks up and running. It's a sewer system or it's a heat pump or whatever it is. So we need to make sure that we make that happen in this budget. I think all of you understand that if there's ever been civility brought back to the political arena, you're looking at two folks here that's tried to help bring it back. You all remember in May of 2019, I ran for governor. We were on the ballot together, but we didn't kick each other. We didn't criticize each other. We didn't, you know, call each other bad names. We talked to build a better Kentucky. You can study history all you want, civics all you want, but you'll probably never see where two people were on the ballot together. And man, I gave it everything I had to beat him. I gave it every ounce I had.
You came really close.
And I came really close, but you know, now I work as his senior advisor after 33 years in the House and working across party aisles with Democrats and Republicans to try to make it happen. And really, that's what drives me every day. I'm a rural Kentuckian, and I'll guarantee you this, that as long as I'm the senior advisor to Governor Andy Beshear, rural Kentucky will have a seat at the table in the governor's office. And this governor talks about spreading the prosperity across Kentucky from urban areas to rural areas, and especially those rural areas that have been left out in the past. He's committed to that. I see it every day of how we make sure that our economic development cabinet is looking to other regions of Kentucky like this. And I think action speaks a lot louder than words. And I think if you look at the actions over the last 16 months and the energy that's happening around places like Pulaski County and other counties that are represented here today, I think our future is bright. We look forward to working with you. We have one goal in mind, and that's to make every community across Kentucky the best it can possibly be. If I can help you in any shape, form, or fashion, please don't hesitate to call me to help be your navigator of state government, to help get a message to the governor. I've talked to practically every mayor, every judge in this room about we got to have help with discretionary money. We got to have help with this. We got to have help with that. We need you to make a call here, and that's kind of what I do every day. And when 75% of Kentucky's got your cell number, I get a call on every subject matter that you could possibly get one on. But I do want to leave you to let you know that big bright things are happening in Kentucky. We have a lot to look forward to. We've got a governor with a vision to help make it happen. And you know, Governor, to watch the economy change before my very eyes to a economy of the future, the technologies that are being implemented from people like Ford Motor Company and others, to the App Harvest and to the EV market and to everything that we're seeing happen in Kentucky, all of the companies that have been here that have done all this research and development and now implementing these new technologies and doing it here in Kentucky is an exciting thing. And I think it speaks well of us. You know, for Bill Ford to look at the governor, for Bill Ford Jr. to look at this governor and say this is the largest investment we've made in the history of Ford Motor Company, and we're making it in Kentucky, and we're betting on the people of Kentucky, and that's why we're making it here. I think that's pretty encouraging, and that really fires me up. And I've got a saying that I say at a lot of the end of my speeches, you know, I'm fired up and ready to go. I'm fired up and ready to go. Push all the Push all the foolishness aside. Let's make it happen. The opportunity is here. It's our turn. It's our time. And the future. Thank you all for having me.